We are now with Aquisha Gross. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Yes. You have now been identified. For the listeners and the viewers out there, if you see that she sounds a little stuffy or whatever the case may be, it is because of the allergies here. Okay, so this is the model of the century that I'm standing in front of right now. Okay, and she is very, very energetic and very, very goofy and everything like that, but she's a great person to know. And she started a couple of things as far as groups for models on Facebook. She is I want to say professional model, yes? Yes, as well, and she's well traveled. So we just want to dig in and we want to see who she is, and we're just gonna just shoot it from here. How did you get started in modeling here?
Actually, I didn't start in North Carolina.
Really?
I began modeling in Kansas. That's where I got my formal training, like your etiquette, how to hold a pencil, how to walk up and down the stairs, how to get in and out of a car, how to eat spaghetti properly, how to dine, like everything. I was trained at 14 to do all of those things, and it was a 2-year course. So
really,
by the time I was 16 years old, I was sent out on go-sees, which they are basically auditions for models.
Okay.
And that was eons ago. I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but that was oh gosh, so long ago. It was like 13 years ago now.
Okay.
And fast forward, life has just been great since. I mean, I've done Hallmark, I've done 17 magazine, I've done JC Penney's, I've done Belk, I've done Macy's, all sorts of promotions, and just it goes on. If you want my resume, ask me, send me a message.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. and what I find very interesting is a lot of people, especially the females, they get into the modeling game. And what you brought up was that you took a 2-year training course.
Yeah.
As far as etiquette and everything else.
When I was a teenager. Yes.
Really? So you got to jump start on it really early.
Yes.
Compared to a lot of people.
Yes.
Can you speak about those experiences and what you have learned from that particular program?
Actually, I learned a lot of things that a lot of the youth in general forget, or not taught, I should say, not forget, but they're not taught anymore, how to address a crowd. If you have an elder person and a young child, you address the elder person first, you don't address the child. And those are the type of things that they taught us. Mm-hmm. And so I know, you don't reach your hand out to give a handshake to somebody that you're on audition to, because a lot of people in the fashion industry are real big germaphobes. Like, people don't realize that. They don't want to be touched. Some people just have those things. It's like one of those social little things, everybody has their sensory things, and I guess that was one of the things that stuck out. So I don't extend my hand to people unless they extend their hand to me.
Okay.
And so I'm like that in a lot of facets. So if you don't come to me, I don't know that you want me. You know what I mean? So so that's something that sticks out for me for that.
Okay, now what would you say to the aspiring models, just getting out there, and we are not talking about the bathroom models or anything like that. What we're talking about is people who take professional pictures. They spend good money for their pictures. What would you say to them?
The ones who are freelance or
freelance or on the contract doesn't make a difference at all.
Okay, I definitely say that you have to be your biggest cheerleader, and you have to get out of your mind the whole likes versus worth thing.
Okay.
So that's very, very huge. I, in particular, I make sure that I take care of Aquisha first. Like, literally in the mirror, posing, practicing, I'm also giving myself self-affirmation, letting myself know you are loved, I love you, and I am all that matters. Like, you have to take care of yourself, and once you've got that down, then people will they will just naturally gravitate towards you. I'm all about energy, and if you put out good energy in this world, the good's gonna come back to you. And don't put your worth in likes. Like, if you only get 2 or 3 likes on a photo or something like that, you really, really need to hustle and work for yourself, and network and go to events, and things that aren't paid are very, very, very good for you, because you meet people that are there to watch the show, and they're there to enjoy, and you're not getting paid, but you met someone that's great, that's gonna carry over to another opportunity potentially. And it's not about who you know, it's about what you know. That's incorrect. It's about who knows you. That's what's most important.
And then I think that what you said is well said. Many times, whether it be performing artists or models themselves, they really don't want to do programs or events in which they're not receiving a check. And I always tell them, you know, it's just like an internship in college. You know, I was in college, an internship, and they say you may not get paid, but it is the experience that you have,
Right.
which you can put on the resume to say, hey, listen, this is what I have done. And it is a very big, how you say, turn on for potential employers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about travel. Yeah, I mean, models of your caliber, they travel all the time. What would you say to the models as far as traveling is concerned?
I would say that you need to try to have like a little bit of a safe pocket of money sit away for you that's specifically only for that. And I know how difficult it is to save money. Believe me, I'm a shopper. So it's very, very difficult. So when those opportunities come up, a lot of times travel is not included.
Okay.
So if they're willing to pay you, they're like, you know, this is how much we're going to pay you, but you have to get here.
Okay.
So that, don't let getting there get in your way. You need to be prepared all the time for a flight, to drive, anything.
Okay.
If you have kids, childcare, you need to get that support system so that way you can get your butt in gear and get to that job. If someone wants to pay you, you need to be ready.
Now, what, you know, coming into the game and outside of speaking about internships, the entry level, how you say, payment for a model is what?
Entry level?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on where you live, honestly.
Okay, demographically.
Yeah,
okay.
demographically, and you have to kind of look at the cost of living. Like, there's so much that goes into it. People don't even know. They don't really think about it. Like, particularly here in North Carolina.
How is it here?
I really don't
like it. All right.
I think that people have to really see what your worth is, and they have to see that, you know, you are something that's unique, something that they are willing to buy. Like if you go in a store and you see options on the shelf, you know, you're going to get the item that, one, either you heard your friend used,
right.
or two, it's the cheapest. So, you know, you kind of have to market yourself to stand out from the crowd. And I mean, being the cheapest is not the best thing, because I've heard stories where people tell me, oh, well, I was charging only $100 at one point for a shoe, and now that I'm charging $200, people are more apt to go to the $200 because they feel like they're going to get something better out of it. So, you know, you just kind of have to have conversations with people, see where they're at, because there's so many people that are actually just in the business as a hobby, and you have to kind of weed out those people to find the people that are hungry to make a name for themselves, because the people who are hungry to make a name for themselves know a smart investment versus something that's a waste of their time. So you really have to learn how to have good conversations with people and figure out where you fit in the market that you're in, particularly.
And I think, again, you're very well spoken, very articulate. Have you been to college, or what's going on? Tell me.
I have not completed college, but I have attended several colleges.
Okay.
So it's one of those things that I feel like it's important to have a degree, but I don't necessarily feel like it's necessary to have a degree, especially with people who have degrees that are struggling to find jobs.
Right.
So
right, and you know what? I think that is the new trend as of right now, where people are not even enrolling in college because of that same situation that you're talking about right now. And the spirit of entrepreneurship in this country has really, how you say, skyrocketed because people can't find any jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you are very much on point with that. What we're gonna do at this time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition over to the next phase, and stay tuned.